Hi, this is Basil speaking. It's Basil Green again with a review which I started uh, last week Friday, and I am glad to bring you another one. Uh, in fact, I never started last week Friday. Excuse me. This is the third one that I am doing. So you can catch the other ones here on my profile. If you just view my profile, you'll be able to see the videos on there, or you can catch them on my YouTube channel. I'm also going to post every week's episode or upload on my YouTube channel. So I had promised on Instagram, on IGTV, that I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about an article that I had read. And on IGTV, I was just sharing about a new word that I had learned. You can go and check it out. Follow me on Instagram, and you will be able to see all the different videos that I've uploaded on there. So the reason why I chose to talk about this article really brought some enlightenment to me. Uh, I was reading it off a friend that I grew up with, uh, Dane Harvey, and I commented on there. So, but when I went onto the website for Terra Nova Capital, but let me first tell you the name of the article. A Month in South Africa, the Road to Nowhere. So if you go on or you Google Terra Nova Capital and you Google the article's name, A Month in South Africa, the Road to Nowhere, you'll see that there's a bridge. And that bridge apparently is in Cape Town, and it has been sitting incomplete for over 40 years. So they named it after that, the article after that bridge, and they felt like the current condition in our nation is a picture. The bridge gives them a picture of how the nation is. Now, these are people that invest, and I will just share a little bit about the company that they invested in. So I felt that, hey, this is something that is a cause for alarm. If you go and read the full article, it's a little bit lengthy, but it's a very good read. Uh, they come from a country that has an equal economy, they say in the article. So they're comparing South Africa with their their economy, and also one of the things that I saw, according to them, is that South Africa is the only emerging economy that failed to grow its GDP per capita over the past decade. So these are economic terms. Uh, this GDP per capita. So they they found that South Africa was unable to do that. So I see this as a cause for alarm as well. And if you're not going to be listening to what other people are saying from outside, because these guys were coming to bring investments into the country, and I'm going to show you what they found worthwhile to invest in our nation. So they also saw that load shedding was a problem here in South Africa, that different parts of the country, uh, they were told that different parts of the country will have to share different times for using electricity because we do not have enough power. And we know that load shedding is a little bit of a problem. Well, it's quite a problem in our nation. The guy also spoke about stuff like that, and it's they felt that it was a little bit risky, And remember that I'm not sharing this because I hold this perspective. Many of us complain about these things. So I believe that we have to basically pay attention to all of these signs. But to continue, I was having a conversation with somebody today outside the Department of Labor. I was there to sort out certain things for myself. In fact, I was there to do UIF. So I was thrust into my business. I'm not earning a salary in my business because I was slowly building this business up, trying to do stuff in it. And I am not earning a salary from it. I haven't earned a salary since 2017. I think I never earned a salary. In fact, that's where I started. Just in fact, that's where I lost. Had a good paying client, or it could have been after that. But I haven't been earning a salary. Whatever money I was making, I was pumping it back into the business. So most people think that I am making lots of money from what I do. I enjoy what I do, but I go and work, and I'm still trying to build this brand that I have, and I'm willing to put in the work. And I'm going to be honest with you because I have a brand called Real Basil. I'm going to be real with you about where I am currently and what has transpired. And you can read my book. I've shared all of the good, the bad, and the ugly things that I've experienced. So I was speaking to somebody about, they said that they found out that there's a job in Amazon. Now, I'm just diverting a little bit off this this article, but I think it's relevant. I was speaking to this person today, and they spoke about the vacancy that they must have unhindered fiber internet, but unhindered internet. So preferably it must be uncapped. And he was speaking about that he wanted to apply for that job, but the only problem that he's gonna have is with the load shedding. It's not very credible. So it's not promising for him to go that route, because now if he applies for the job and they provide him with all of the opportunity to do the job, he's gonna have a problem with load shedding. So here's a man sitting outside looking for ways to make money because he was retrenched as a result of COVID-19. And he said the company retrenched him, and he he was he was he found out that they're also hiring other people. So I don't understand, but I never go into more details. Hopefully I'll speak about this particular topic on another review of mine concerning the different people I was speaking to outside the UIF office. I was very amazed at the different struggles people go through. So it was an eye opener for me. I was actually working in that building. I used to see the people outside while I was working at the Unlimited, yet I didn't really understand until I had to stand outside myself today. It wasn't the first time I was standing outside, but today I felt it a little bit differently. So I used to constantly see people standing outside there, and I used to walk up into Murder House and go and do my job. But on a different note, he also found that there was a problem. People were unwilling to invest in property because of the expropriation without compensation law that our country wants to implement. So that is another issue that we South Africans had to talk about in terms of investment, because some of the people felt like the property rights were going to be exploited. And then one of the other things he speaks about is that he felt that the people also felt that Nelson Mandela's legacy was being destroyed. My personal take on it, the ANC is destroying their own legacy. Nelson Mandela was a brand, yet he was also representing the ANC. So That is my personal take. They put in the work, they got the good reputation. However, some of the leaders in the ANC are destroying their own work that they have built. They've done good, however, they needed to maintain the good that they started. So that's my personal take on it, and it's not a attack on anything. So they also felt that there was no credible opposition to the current ruling party. So they never go really much into detail, but they say there is no credible opposition party. So many of us are not happy, or we do not really trust politicians, but um, we still vote. Why? Because it's something that is important. We are living in a democratic country. However, there's still a lot of work to do in that area. Now, they invested in a company, they call it Scrappy Brothers Driving. This company is a storage facility company, and they found that there was a good investment because they saw that these guys were feeling a need for negative and positive life-changing events. Say like if somebody gets married, or somebody wants to move, or if there's a death or something like that, or whatever life-changing event, and you need to store your stuff, they will be able to do it for you. So this is the thing that these guys saw. So personally, I think this is an eye-opener for us as a nation. It really had me thinking this week that we need something, the guys that are destroying our economy, that are looting the country's resources, especially the money, they need to take some time to say, okay, guys, the problem is here. Let us stop and evaluate what is really going on and make the necessary changes. Why? Because uh, the future might not be good if they do not make the necessary change. And I know what ends up happening when you are in a desperate situation. You will end up succumbing to anybody's input, and especially if they're coming with a lot of money, and you will just be a puppet at the end of the day if you do not have everything in place. So this is my review for the week, and remember that I'm going to be speaking about also people losing their job, about the UIF, and how we pay. Well, this is my first time ever applying for it ever since I started working, and I found that I'm at two places where I have a business. I'm not making a stable income, and I've tried a lot of other things, yet I still have to stand outside the UIF office. That was never the plan. However, I got to see a couple of things. I got to hear a couple of people's opinions about specific things that are happening in their lives and in South Africa. So I will come back to you with that, and I hope you enjoy this video. And until next time, this is Basil Green. Goodbye.